Alright, hello again. You're back with Alpha 3, and today, as you probably know by now, we're going to be taking a look at the German Tier 4 fighter slash interceptor, as it was known in real life, the Ta-152. As I said, if you look at the German tech tree, it's a Tier 4 at the very end, just the first, or last aircraft rather, before your first jets, if you're going down that route. If we look at the stats, I know the stat cards lie, but the first thing that's apparent you'll see is the battle rating is a 6.0, which is fairly high as most other German aircrafts at this tier, and you will face MiG-9s occasionally, and P-80s and F-80C shooting stars. I've encountered those for sure. More often than not, you'll just see a lot of Bearcats though, and Spitfires, and B-17s. But unlike some of the other German Tier 4 fighter aircraft, this has two 20s and one 30mm cannon. So, for a fighter, that's pretty good, and I'm fairly confident when I go against B-17s. If we go and take a look at the modifications I like to use for my 220s, the air targets ammunition, as you can see, it's got a good composition of the HEI, the high explosive incendiary shells, which is the German kind of specialty ammunition of the Menengen-Schuss. I don't know how to pronounce that. I'm probably wrong. And for the 30s, you have less choices. You've got stealth, which I don't like. I like for most other aircraft, but for a 30mm that only has 90 rounds of ammunition, I want to have big, obvious tracers that show me where I'm shooting and where I'm going to hit. So I use the Night Fighter's ammunition for that. Not much more to say. Let's take a look at the performance in-game. So let's go. Alright, so, loaded into Berlin, which, as a German Tier 4 player, you'll get Berlin about 80% of the time, I find. On this map, you're going to see the tactic that I like to use. Once I get airborne, I like to turn to the west-southwest and climb at about 18 degrees towards the southwest, and I use that blue allied base off in the distance there for my reference point. So I'll pretty much point my target my reticle just over that, and then climb at about 18 degrees or so. And I find that's a pretty good rule of thumb generally for this aircraft. So I'm climbing to make sure that I get a good altitude, because ideally I want to be at the same altitude or above everything else that I encountered. On Berlin against Americans, I'm going to be seeing a lot of Bearcats and P-51s. And there's an F-80C, which is superior to me in every way pretty much. Alright, so here's a P-80, so this thing's a lot faster than I am, obviously can outclimb me and such. If this guy wants to take me in a head-on, I might just do it, because I should have the advantage, and I would rather... I don't know if I'm going to get another opportunity to engage him, because they're so damn fast. Gotcha. As soon as that P-80 turned, I knew I could get him. The only advantage a P-80 has over our aircraft is speed. And if he loses his speed, then he doesn't have anything on us. They're very poor turning aircraft. And they don't have very good dive performance. They're overall not great planes, but you can still be good in them and have good games as long as you boom and zoom. You just gotta get in and get out. Don't lose your speed and don't turn. Alright, so as you can probably tell, I'm in another game now. This time we're playing on Malta, so I'm going to be going against some Spitfires. Anyways, I ended the replay from last game as we went on to do nothing, and as I was saying, it just so happened an F-80C, which is faster than anything in our team, was able to run away and be the only enemy aircraft left, and still cause us to lose because of the slow, gradual ticket bleed on Berlin as Germany. So we lost, and I didn't go on to do anything else besides get that single P-80 kill. So, this is another game on Malta, and we're gonna see what we can do on this one. Here's a Lancaster. Just because I feel like shooting a Lancaster, I'm gonna shoot a Lancaster. Am I gonna have any competition? I don't know. Hopefully not, because I just want to kill a Lancaster. We'll see what happens. He doesn't have any support yet, at least. I would have liked to stop him before he can drop bombs on my ships, but that's not going to be a possibility at this point. That took a little bit more than I was hoping, but I'm out of ammo and I need the RCD now. I just noticed it again when I was on that guy's tail. I couldn't maneuver as I expected I should have been able to. I think that's why it took me longer than it should have. I wasn't able to get my guns to bear on the target for some reason. Maybe it was because I was damaged midway through that engagement, but I've noticed it a few times now, and there's something wrong about this aircraft now, since the last patch that I've noticed a few times. Okay, I've repaired, rearmed, and I'm headed back up into the air. Okay, well they're 10 clicks out. I'm gonna try to take out this AI. Okay, the Spitfire has lost enough altitude now, and I don't think he has enough speed to climb way back up there. The thing is, he did have a lot of energy when he dove down. If this guy tries head on, I'll just accept his challenge. Oh, I missed him. That was a little bit sloppy. I should have had him. Ooh, shit. Got him. There we go. So that was a pretty good example of what this aircraft is really good at. High speed maneuverability. this thing is king. It's really fun to fly. Even against Spitfires, this thing is a lot better performing at altitude and in a high-speed dive and or turn. So, hopefully that gives you guys a somewhat better idea of what this thing's good at. And, I don't know what that was. I got team killed at the end. Anyways, thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you subscribe and let me know by way of the comments. And, yeah, take it easy. Have a good day.